we are with Michael from Manthey. We are 5 minutes out of me hopping in this. This is no ordinary 2RS MR, as it were. This is the Manthey Racing GT2 RS, right?
Yeah, that's the record car. Yeah.
This is the actual record car.
Yeah.
I'm honoured to be able to drive this. This is fantastic stuff. So you set the lap record for this category of car. What was it 6:43?
Yeah, it was 6:43, but people mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
Because the Nürburgring changed the track layout.
Sure.
And before it was the so-called Sport Auto lap.
Okay.
Where we did a 6:40.
Okay.
And Lars was not happy with it. And then we did it also because of the equipment topic.
Sure.
And then he did in the old layout the 6:38.
That's bonkers. That is unbelievable for something that wears number plates.
You know, the thing is that lots of people, of course, they compare it with their BTG lap at the Nürburgring.
Yes.
And just to give them an idea, so from the lap we did to the BTG lap, you have to subtract roughly 17, 18 seconds.
Yes.
So you end up at 6:21 BTG, which is, you know,
which is
quite
stupid.
okay.
It's quite okay. Okay, so before we hop in, I just want to give these guys a top-line overview, effectively, of what the full Manthey Racing or Porsche equipment package is. So inside here, as standard, GT2 RS comes with a water tank, which is used for keeping the turbos cool. You guys have beefed it up. It is substantially larger.
The idea behind was simply that we experienced, or customer experienced, when you're running the car in hot conditions, like maybe at Spa or something, or because this is really pushing, you know.
Yes.
Then you have the problem that you run out of water. You refill water. 2 laps later, you run out of fuel. You refill fuel.
Right.
Then you refill water again.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to make sure is that at least the water remains as long usable as the fuel.
Perfect.
Because then you can just change both of them or refill both of them. So
Brilliant.
that was the idea.
So am I right in thinking that there's no actual power upgrades as such? It's majoritively geo, setup and aero.
So I mean the big components more or less are we have a brake upgrade, we have suspension, and we have the big aero package and the water tank. Those are the big components.
Big ones. What was it like, or was it a big smile moment when the Cup 2R launched? What was that like in terms of extra available grip and lap times?
What we figured out, apart from the fact that it has more grip, you also feel that the car gets more settled and more smooth in overall driving, you know.
Brilliant.
Especially on a Nordschleife, with that small movements which you maybe have with the N2s, they are gone with yours.
Wow.
You know, so it's not only the performance increase in terms of lap times, but this is the bullet point.
Confidence in the car.
This is the most important thing.
Is that actual physical discs, or is it just the upgrade of the pad?
Yeah, it's a pad and it's a braided line.
Braided line, okay.
In terms of tire pressures, camber and toe, we figured something out where everybody is happy with and can run. You know, we have customers, they have to travel like 500, 600 kilometers to the track.
Sure.
So the car has to perform on the street
Brilliant.
as well, you know.
Right, let's talk around the rears where things get pretty mean, and also the actual fixture of the wing itself is different. It's more like almost a structural component of the car rather than just moving up, right?
Just as an add-on, roughly for, as you said, the Geo and everything.
Yes.
So what we also changed are the shocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they are completely different.
Sure.
And people are like, they just put some Club Sport shocks in and stuff. That's not the point.
Sure.
So from technique-wise, we are running the shock technology of a 991 GT3R.
Cool.
Generation 1.
Interesting. All right.
Anyway.
Nice. Yeah.
And we are running on the rear the technology from a GT3 991.2 4-way.
Seriously? That's interesting.
And
wow.
And for the layout or the setup of the shocks, we converted the values and data we had from the R.
Yes.
And put it onto the street car.
Okay, I've always wondered, how effective are the aerodiscs?
Yeah, you know, it's first of all, it's an optical thing. So we had so many inquiries, can I buy the flicks on the front,
Yes.
the side plate of the wing and the aerodisc, because it's optic.
Yes.
It's also not for brake cooling, for something like this. All the guesses are wrong.
Right.
It's simply a part of the aero package, and it creates downforce.
Okay.
With this aerodisc, more or less, we smoothen the air flowing at the side of the car. And when you are in the wind tunnel, the tests and figures showed up that with the aerodisc mounted, we can straighten up the rear wing for 2 degrees, and we have the same downforce.
Seriously?
So this means
you
you
wouldn't think
reduce
that.
drag,
Wow. Yes.
you increase top speed, and you have the same downforce.
So off the back of these down here, that affects the airflow up here.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Wow. It affects the
Sure.
airflow all around
Yes.
the car, but as a result, you can put this wing 2 degrees less in angle to achieve the same downforce level.
This guy. That's really cool. You could do your ironing on this. It is so big. Now, normally I'm used to pushing up the wing to open the rear, but the mounts are different, right? It's mounted directly to the car, which is cool. So this is now dealing with a lot more load.
Yeah, it was always a process, because customers think, it's a bigger wing and that's it. So what we figured out is we needed a bigger wing. So that was clear, because we needed more downforce in the rear.
Right.
So we mounted a bigger wing on the standard wing support brackets. And when we did some high-speed testing with the camera to the back, we saw that due to the increased download, we had the hinge here lifting for like 20 millimeters.
No way.
So as we increased the downforce in the rear dramatically, we were sure that this won't work. And we ended up more or less with a mounting similar to a Cup car or a 2 RS Cup Sport, where we mounted directly to the chassis. Because we mounted it there, we needed a new engine deck lid, because it has to be cut out.
Yes, wow.
The stock car on the front has a downforce level of 45 kilos or newton, just depending on, at 200 kmph. We are at 75 on the front now.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
And on the rear, the stock car is at 90 and we are at 200.
Oh,
so
massive.
First of all, we have more downforce overall, but we also shifted it to the back.
That's huge. That's a big step. Phenomenal. Okay, well, let's see what all of that adds up to. I really appreciate the overview. It's got me even more excited now, and I'm probably most excited that this is the car. This is cool.
This is the car.
Okay, so this for me is where I get all kinds of giddy, like a child on Christmas Day. This is the best part for me of the Festival of Speed, being able to trawl past all of the incredible cars, and these are often the latest, greatest of the cars. I mean, we've got a Singer, we've got a DLS here. It just keeps on going. And we also have these like crazy prototypes and concepts which roll up. McLaren Artura here, another Singer. Yeah, it's very, very special. Look at that, T50 casually parked there. Super cool. I mean, check this out. Here you go. How casual is this? This is what makes it cool. Look at this. Valkyrie just trawling past. I mean, in what world? Come on. What's going on here? If anyone was to ask me what makes Goodwood so special, it's situations like this. One of the greatest honours to witness with your own eyeballs in the automotive industry is that down there. So that is the view and the caliber of cars which take place on the supercar run during the Goodwood Festival of Speed. And this is just one run of the day. There's multiple, but these are the kind of cars that we've got here. And it goes on and on and on, all the way up. You can just see that start line up there. But it really and truly is the latest and greatest. I mean, you can just see a glimpse of a Koenigsegg Jesko up there. And then behind us, we've got the new AMG One. That's fresh off the production line. I believe this is the first full pre-production version, which in itself is an honor to witness and stand in front of. And it just, I mean, look at it. It just keeps on going. P1 LM. What a place. And this is a TAG turbo. This actually has a Formula 1 engine in it. Crazy, huh? Okay, so this is it. This is always a sort of surreal moment, really, because is such an iconic stretch of tarmac, it's such an iconic starting line, that when you actually roll up to it and you see it, and you hear all of these other cars going up, it's quite a sort of surreal but mildly intimidating moment, actually. Because you realise not only is there a massive crowd here watching, there's also a massive crowd live streaming it too, back home. So you've got to put on a bit of a show, but also got strict orders from Manthey that they have one set of tyres this weekend, and they need to save it for the timed run, which will be fun. So let's see how that goes. Are you ready? Off we go. Woo! Good Lord! Honestly, the ridiculousness of the acceleration of a 2RS MR is absolutely insane. What on earth is going on here? This thing should come with a different license. It's just daft. And you feel like you're short shifting because, whoa, the pull of this thing, honestly, the torque, you feel like you're short shifting because it's going up to like 7,000. And in this platform, if you're familiar to a GT3, you're revving up to 9,000. And this thing just pulls and pulls and pulls to such a degree. We're already over the finish line. In what world would you ever believe that you'd go up that hill at 180 miles an hour in something that wears number plates, honestly? Good Lord, the turn-in as well, and don't forget we're setting off totally cold. The confidence you have immediately is quite outstanding, actually. Wow, 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 wow. Also, I think if you're familiar with the sound of a GT2 RS, I think you'll agree that this is not standard. Woof. Oh, I've actually got micro shakes after that. I've genuinely got adrenaline pump. That was absolutely supreme. Wow. It's so short, but so awesome. I love this thing. Wow. Okay, something I haven't shared yet. This is the ultimate lightweight version of this car, which means it has no sat-nav, no infotainment, and no air conditioning. So, after a swift run, and you have to wear long sleeves as part of the deal to drive up the Festival Speed hill climb. Yeah, it's hot in there. It's really, really hot. But as a machine, I mean, these Cup 2s, they are already up to temperature. It's remarkable what this compound does. Honestly, the grip is outstanding. Something else which is outstanding, look what we've got. This is what happens. We're in this very large turning circle at the very top of the hill. And effectively this acts as a holding pen for everyone who's just driven up. So you get this sort of view here, which, you know, in your wildest dreams you couldn't possibly pick an arrangement of cars so special. And then something comes along like a Valkyrie and just punctuates that for you. It's always an honor to be up here. Let's have another quick look at this 2RS. So the main news here is Manthey originally, they were an independent tuner and race team. Then they became quite official with Porsche, and now it's become so official that you can actually order Manthey tuning and aero packages and upgrades for your Porsche directly from an OPC, an official Porsche center or dealer. And on the cars which you can still order now, take a 992 GT3 for example, you can actually tick a Manthey box and you can have it fitted and it will arrive at the dealership pre-built. In the past, you had to send your car off either to Manthey in Germany or to a Manthey approved dealer, but now all of this can be done directly through Porsche themselves. So it's all under warranty, it's certified, and to have that level of performance from a manufacturer direct under warranty, I just think is so cool and so Porsche. I'm not often stuck for words, and every year is a good year at the top of the hill climb, but this year there's something about the caliber of cars this year. Finally, for example, we have an AMG 1 next to a Valkyrie, and it's in itself a monumental moment. Stone 992 GT3, new GT4 RS, probably one of the best sounding cars from the inside I have ever heard. This magic box here is phenomenal. It's got the Gordon Murray T50, one of the best sounding cars here. Look at that. Whew, what a machine. And we have some crazy kit here. We've got Zenvo, P1, Artura is in, Roma, Bradford car. Let's have a look what else we've got. I'm just trying to give you the quickest tour I can. New M3 Touring, Speedster. That's the V12 Vantage we featured on the channel a few weeks ago. Singer DLS, Jesko, Attack. This is probably, for me, the star car of the event. I cannot wait to learn more about that car. Huracan STO, a whole load more cars through there. The Ferraris right up front. We've got this one of one SP38 Deborah, Monza SP2. You know, just to even see one of these is an exceptional treat. Look at this. It just keeps on going on and on and on. Wow. The XX cars are always special. And a Singer, not to be confused with Singer, that's a CZ Singer. The innovation, sculpture, 3D printing and use of carbon fiber on this is ridiculous. You'll also notice it's an inline seating position, so passenger seats here, driver in front. Not dissimilar to a fighter jet, so for once it's like a fighter jet for the road. It really is like a fighter jet for the road, and the use of 3D printing and titanium on this. I mean, look at the details in there. Look at that. Absolutely phenomenal situation. So this is a really quick run through. I'd love to spend a lot more time showing you each of these cars. Probably the best sounding car here. This is the Huayra R track only car. It's the boys from Koenigsegg in the house. The new Regera. He's just told me he's achieved 200 mile an hour up the hill, which after doing 180 in the GT2 RS, I can say with positive enthusiasm that must be sheer terror. Look who it is! None of them is Mr. Senna himself. How's things, dude?
Very good, how are you?
Good? Yeah, awesome. It's slightly tight. I'm just squeezing through. It's all good. Look at this for parking here. Exceptional work. So yes, all in all, heroes in all forms. Cars, people. Look who it is! How's things? Good to see you, mate. How's it been?
Very good.
But as far as Thursdays go, this is up there.
Yeah, it's a good warm up.
Right?
Yeah, a bit down this morning, hey?
Yeah, it was a bit tricky first thing this morning.
How was Gumball?
Mate, dude, I won't lie. I missed you, and the car wasn't as rock and roll. I don't know how we're ever going to top that, to be fair. We peaked.
Yeah.
We peaked. But it was good.
Yeah,
it was good, thank you.
Lovely to see you, dude.
You too, man. Take care. Anyone who watched the Gumball journey in 2019, that was Tomo, my co-driver in the Aston Martin Vulcan. Still can't believe those words leave my mouth. I did Gumball in a Vulcan with that guy. Absolute hero. And as I mentioned, we peaked early by taking a Vulcan on a road trip. So maybe we'll take a Valkyrie one day. Who knows? Anyway, back in the Manthey Porsche GT2 RS. Size of the crowds. This is great. Sun's out, fun's out. This is spectacular. You can't get, look at that. You can't get tired of that. Wow. That's a shot, isn't it? Ready? I should have a different license for this thing. Honestly, it's absolutely bonkers. Alright, here we return to the Michelin Supercar paddock. I have to say, on the topic of Michelin, that's the first time that I've set off on a damp surface, on, you know, tyres and brakes that aren't warm. The traction and the confidence that you get from those Cup 2Rs is actually remarkable. It's just one of those things that shouldn't be overlooked, because when you've got 700 horsepower hurtling down to a very tight right-hander in front of thousands of people, you want to have the confidence underfoot. And, you know, sure enough, I was actually amazed at just how much temperature there was in the tyres when we reached the top. It's a very short run, you know, we're talking sort of late, like 60 seconds, and you get up there and the stones are sticking to the tyres because they're already beginning to build up heat. Special compound, these things. You can see why lap records are set on this rubber. This is that bit where you've got to make out like you're parking effortlessly amongst a crowd of people taking photos of you. Mate, it was seriously cool. I'm just having the full race car parking treatment here, where I'm totally relying on the guy in front of me like a true pit crew champion. There we go, look. He's done that before, that was accurate. No aircon in this. No aircon in this. I'm absolutely boiling. A minute ago, we were complaining it was too wet. Now I'm complaining it's too hot. This is a serious machine. Serious. I think when we were talking earlier, defining feature, confidence, the track, you can think of it as like a sort of, it's basically someone's driveway. It's a single lane sort of country road. It's unbelievable.